good, everyone? It's JK, coach of the Minnesota Mamoswine, back at ya for our Week 1 matchup, Team Builder Extraordinaire versus our bitter rival, brother, and overall just league commish ArkNK, aka Noah. I'm very hyped because we just played this game, like literally just got done. Oh boy, my blood is rolling. It's a good one, and we'll definitely have some hype gameplay for you guys to watch here in just a second. So, first and foremost, I think we should jump into Team Builder. I'm doing some changes with my layout this year. Obviously, you know, we've got the cool little Minnesota Mamoswine's logo and the snow and stuff. And for Team Builder, we're kind of going back to basics a little bit. I frankly just don't want to edit all of the text sources anymore. So here's what things will look like from now on, at least for the time being. We're going to go with the good old pokey paste. And each week we'll just kind of see how things go. I like having the Mamoswine in the background, just kind of being there as a backdrop for everything. But anyways, going into week 1, Noah's team, the Blackthorn City Blastoise, obviously a tremendously scary team, ranked way up there in the power rankings, number 2 in the power rankings this week. Solid coach, great battler, terrible time prepping for this game. I knew it was going to come down to the wire, and I knew that there were a couple key pieces in the lineup this week that I needed to just even give me a chance. And part of that is the Charizard that you see right here. Charizard, talked about it in our post-draft analysis. Man, oh man, thank God I was able to draft this thing. It's just really, really good. And the fact that I can go modest nature and put 240 points into my speed and have the rest in special attack and a little bitty into defense, it gives me enough speed to outspeed most of his team. Not everything, you know, there's like obviously if something has a scarf, you know, we're just not going to be fast enough. But like, you know, adamant natured stuff, or adamant or modest natured stuff, I'm going to be faster than just about everything, if not everything. And then if it's jolly or timid or something with positive speed nature, I'm going to be faster than most of his team outside of anything really weird. So the investment, I really like being able to do that. Having that extra punch in the attack stat is nice. And for attacks this week, we're going Flamethrower, Air Slash, Focus Blast, and Roost. Heavy duty boots to protect me from the pointy stones, and you know, stuff like Toxic Spikes from Wheezing if he brings that. My team is awful against rocks, so having some HDBs on one of our carries I think is important, especially if I want to be able to bring Charizard in and out and not have it just, you know, take 50% from rocks right away. So that's the Charizard. Really loving it. This is going to be a mainstay for our attack lineup this week. I'm hoping we can get some good production out of it. Our second option for this week, or Mon number 2, is Drifblim. Flame boost, or Flare boost with the Flame Orb, obviously. Get that extra special attack. Again, doing a lot of investment in special attack, getting a little bit in defense. He's got a lot of really good physical attackers, and I'm just so frail that you know, stuff on the special side will probably just kill me anyway. And then 236, kind of same speed story as Charizard. I'm timid nature though, so more into the speed than the special attack for Drifblim. Running Shadow Ball, Psychic, Air Cutter, and Tailwind in case we need to get cheeky. There might be a scenario where, you know, like Drifblim's gonna die, but I could set up Tailwind for something like a Charizard to outspeed stuff, or even like stuff that you'll see later on, like the Stoutland or the Trevenant, maybe just giving it the little extra boost of speed to be able to knock some stuff out. PU is weird. Speed tiers are all over the place. If the game that got played earlier this week between the Nano Nation and the North Dakota Noiverns is any indication, it's going to be like Oko after Oko after Oko. Defense is not super prevalent, at least from that game, and you'll have to wait and see on our game here. I am bringing some defense. But Drifblim's here as another special attacker. I really like the coverage that I have with it. Ghost type kind of eats his team really well outside of like the Kangaskhan, so I'm really excited to just fire off Shadow Balls and get kills. Hopefully, anyways. Next up is Trevenant, our big old tree boy, running Citrus Berry and Harvest, which is great. Bulky attacker specs on this guy, so 252 HP in attack for the leftovers in special defense. Adamant nature, really going for the hard hits, not messing around with speed or anything like that. Drain Punch, Horn Leech for some really, really solid recovery options. Poison Jab is there for Serena. And then Poltergeist hits his entire team super hard. Just, that ghost typing again. Got to be careful not to knock stuff off and then click Poltergeist. Because we do have knockoff on Caracosta, which is, I think, like the last Pokemon in the team builder. But got to make sure that we don't accidentally just use Poltergeist and not do anything. So really liking the Trevenant set for this week. Next up, our special wall for the week, Hitmontop, running that Assault Vest and Technician. I didn't think I needed 2 Intimidate users. Maybe I should have, in hindsight. But I wanted the Technician boost for Mach Punch and Triple Axle, just in case I had to go up against Serena or something. Having that Ice type coverage is great. Rapid Spin to get away the hazards, because I know every single team this year is going to bring them against me. My team sucks against Stealth Rocks. So Rapid Spin, Mach Punch, Triple Axle, and Close Combat in case I really need to fire off like a last-ditch effort. CC plus a priority Technician boosted Mach Punch does a lot, actually, or has the potential to do just enough, but a good little combo there in case Close Combat doesn't fully get the kill. Not a lot of investment in our Hitmontop's attack, just 8. 248 in HP and 252 in special defense. Like I said, special wall for this week. Hoping to get in against a couple of different things. Number 5 on the list is Stoutland with a Choice Band and Intimidate. Stoutland gets awesome coverage top to bottom. We've got a big EV spread here. 16 in HP, 252 in attack. We are running Jolly Nature this week. 4 leftovers in special defense, and then 236 in speed. 236 gives me enough to outspeed, kind of the same story as Charizard and Drifblim. Fast enough to get most of his team outsped. And then, things like Hauntar, I'm just never going to outspeed. Or a Jolly Kangaskhan, I'm just never going to outspeed. Moveset this week, Crunch for Hauntar specifically, and for the Musharna. Superpower does a ton to Kangaskhan and Dreadnought. Fire Fang's there for the Serena, and Psychic Fangs is there for Weezing specifically. So Weezing and Hauntar, and if Serena sets up screens, Psychic Fangs is just a decent move. So that's the set for Stoutland. Really excited for that. Also the 1 Intimidate. So if I can get it matched up against the Kangaskhan, I can live, or should live. We'll see. And then finally, last but not least, I mentioned Caracosta, running leftovers and Solid Rock. 252 HP, 4 attack, and 252 defense. We are Impish Nature. This is my defensive wall. Maybe can get Stealth Rocks off at some point. Knockoff is great. Just best move in the format. Liquidation and Stone Edge for those stab, heavy-hitting attack-type moves. Just really, I'm here to take hits and hopefully live and knock off items and maybe get off one other move or something like that. So, like in the Caracosta set, it's tough because Serena just blows me up. But it's a pretty good matchup against the Kangaskhan, I think. Depends on a couple of things, obviously. And really, like, Caracosta's just, you know, walls out the pincer really, really well. You know, I think it's a good bring for a defensive mon for this week. So, with that being said, that's the team builder. Tell me what you think. I forgot to put nicknames on this week. So, maybe leave a comment if you have a good theme for nicknames for the season. Otherwise, it's just their Pokemon names. So, Caracosta, not super creative this week. Forgot all about it, but that's fine. So, let's jump into the actual game here. New layout for Showdown this year, or this season. I am kind of taking it back to basics a little bit. So not as fancy of a layout, but I think it looks good overall. We got the snow in the background. Mamoswine technically is in the background. My camera, the Showdown camera. Back to basics is the theme for this year. So, we'll play without music so we can not destroy your eardrums. But here's the lineup. You know, we went through my team builder. He's bringing Hauntar, Kangaskhan, Weezing, Dreadnought, Musharna, and Serena. Excuse me. I'm going to take a drink of water before we play this game. Right off the bat, I'm not really sure what he's going to lead. I could see a Dreadnought lead to try and get Stealth Rocks up. I could see like a Weezing lead. I could see a Kangaskhan lead and just go all in right away. I think Musharna is probably going to be a back half of the lineup kind of thing. Serena, I think he'll wait and try and get it in to be able to set up or maybe do something. I don't know necessarily. But right off the bat, I'm scared of the Kangaskhan for sure. Not really sure what the Dreadnought and Serena are going to do. Musharna's probably a wall. Weezing's a wall for sure. Hauntar is probably going to be a frail scarf or something. Or sash or not. Forget what I just said. Hauntar is probably a Specs lead or something like that. Life Orb, Focus Sash, you know, something like that. So we get into it, and I lead Stoutland because I just think, like, okay, this will be a decent lead across the board. If he leads Kangaskhan or Dreadnought or Serena, the Intimidate's going to be clutch, and I have coverage for all of those Pokemon in my moveset. So I feel pretty confident if he leads a physical Pokemon, Stoutland can handle it and give me a good lead. He leads Hauntar right off the bat. And I am very much not sure what it's going to do. In prepping, in scrimmage, I did play DJ. And DJ did lead or use a Destiny Bond Hauntar. And that thought briefly went through my brain. I honestly thought he was going to switch. Because Shadow Ball's probably not going to do anything, obviously. And like Sludge Bomb or Psychic or something, if he was going to do that, they weren't going to kill me. And I'm definitely going to kill him with Crunch. I think Psychic Fang also was a kill here. But I figured he'd just switch. The Destiny Bond thought crossed my brain for like 2 seconds, and I was like, no, Noah's not going to do that. It's weird. It's out there. He's going to play kind of by the book and not really do that. Probably switch to like a Dreadnought or you know, one of his physical walls. Weezing maybe. He indeed does go for Destiny Bond, and I crunch him into oblivion. And after one turn, it's 5-5. I've lost my Intimidate, and he's lost his fast special attacker. So honestly, great play. Destiny Bond was a beautiful play. And in the grand scheme of things, like, him losing Hauntar is less impactful than me losing Stoutland. Just with kind of how the teams are set up and what the matchups look like. So great move on Noah's part. I am behind at this point as we kind of hit the reset button. He's going to go into Musharna. I'm going to go into Trevenant. I've got Poltergeist. It's going to do a lot of damage to this thing. And I don't think, even if it's a physical set, that it wants to stay in. My one reservation is that he could switch into Kangaskhan and it would do nothing. So I played a little chicken here and ended up actually just going for the Horn Leech as kind of like a really solid middle ground play. He switched in Wheezing, takes that hit so well. It's got Black Sludge recovery, so I'm gonna switch out into Driftblim. Not really scared of what he was gonna do from an attacking side. Like, he could do Sludge Bomb or he could do something like that. Won't kill Driftblim, and really, like, Psychic is murdering his life if it's fully defensive. So I'm really not scared. He does go for Toxic Spikes though, which, you know, great play. Reads the switch well. And now, you know, my Flare Boost gets activated, the Flame Orb comes in, and I go for Psychic on his switch, and Serena comes in, and this has got to be Assault Vested, right? It's got to be Assault Vested. I actually have not looked at Noah's Team Builder, so I'm going to pull that up on my phone and tell you exactly what he ran here. The Serena did indeed have Assault Vest. I calced it, and in my damage calc stuff, that's kind of what I figured is that, oh, okay, he's Assault Vested. I have Air Slash on Driftblim, and again, I'm not really scared of dying here. Air Cutter does so much damage. He's so close to getting a kill. It's fine though. I'm burned, so I'm at 94. Knockoff does a ton. I live this because Driftblim has like base 150 HP. That's the only reason I live this. And I think if I look at his investment, he is max attack though. Max attack, max speed, and running Assault Vest. So really cool set from Noah on the Serena. It's got knockoff, U-turn, rapid spin, and triple axle. So really cool set. Knockoff just about takes me out. I'm living on a prayer though. It's 10.9%. So you can do the math and tell me how much HP I have left. But I have 10.9%. I thought Showdown used to tell you what the HP stat was. Maybe not. But anyways, we take that big hit. Item gets knocked off. We lose we lose a little bit of HP because of the burn. We're down to 4.8%. And Serena right now is at 9. I'm faster though, so I'm really just debating a couple of things here. This was like a decision point in the game that took me a little bit. Because I can either do one of two things. Number one, I'm faster, so I can just like fire off a Shadow Ball or a Psychic, do a bunch of damage to it, you know, something if it wants to switch in, which I don't think at this point he was going to switch in. So we either get the kill and then die to burn, or we could Tailwind here. Which would mean Charizard's faster than everything. Except he's got a Musharna there yet. That could be specially offensive, or defensive, excuse me. Which, again, I don't know. Musharna was straight up physical defense. So really, Charizard could be faster than everything and just like wreck house for like 3 turns. And I was this close to clicking Tailwind, but I just go for the Shadow Ball. I figured he'd stay in, so I wanted to get the kill, die to burn. Great, no big deal. So then we get into another reset, actually, another 2 Pokemon dead. So now it's 4-4, and we kind of get that kind of who are you gonna play, who am I gonna put in kind of thing. I wanted to get the Toxic Spikes gone, so I went into Hitmontop, and he decided that this was the point in the match where Kangaskhan was gonna come out. So Demeter, the Choice Banded, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Choice Banded Kangaskhan with Scrappy, so it can hit my Trevenant. 252 attack and speed, running Double Edge, Sucker Punch, Drain Punch, and Facade. So this thing's nasty. I will be honest with you, I thought at this point there was no way he was going to be choice banded, so I was like, oh yeah, I can live a hit and get Rapid Spin off. And then like Mach Punch while I die, because really at this point in the game, Hitmontop's kind of, I don't want to say Hitmontop's useless, but it's kind of useless at this point. In hindsight, this was definitely like, I brought Hitmontop because it was a spinner, not because it was bulky on the special side, which was 100% an oversight on my part. Like, not a good bring looking at what he has on his team for this week. Like, just not a good bring. Kind of walls out the Hauntar, but that's really it. So, hindsight's 2020. I'm going for Rapid Spin. I expect to live this, and oh boy was I wrong. Double Edge destroys me, and he takes a lot of recoil damage. But then I'm like, oh crap, now it's 3 to 4. He's got Toxic Spikes down, and this thing hits like a truck. So I go into Caracosta. I expect him to be scrappy, knowing that he's choice banned now, just based off of how much damage that Double Edge did. I'm like, well, shoot, I can't go into Trevenant and like, you know, oh, hey, I get a free switch because Ghost type isn't affected by normal type. He will destroy my Trevenant with the Double Edge. Scrappy, good ability. So I go into Caracosta, knowing that I'm beefy boy, beefy turtle that can take a hit. And I think I just go for a knockoff here. Actually, I don't think so. I didn't actually want to knock off the choice band because I wanted him to have to be locked into Double Edge. And Liquidation was doing the most damage. So if he gets recoil damage, I hit Liquidation, you know, maybe there's a chance that, you know, we get a stat drop with the Liquidation, or I don't know. It was just kind of another one of those middle ground plays that are just like, if he stays in, I hit it hard with Liquidation. If he switches, whatever, not a big deal. Taking a little bit of poison damage, but it's not the end of the world. Liquidation does a good amount to the Weezing on the switch in, not a ton, but a little bit. We eat up that Sludge Bomb. I mean, it's two defensive walls going against each other, so I'm not surprised that it didn't do that much. But we take it surprisingly well, better than I thought. We go for the knockoff to get the Black Sludge leftovers passive recovery off of the Weezing, which will be important for a Charizard sweep, which is kind of what I'm setting up for. I've kind of realized at this point in the game that Charizard is 100% my win condition now the Drifblim's gone and Stoutland's gone. So Charizard, I know, can one-shot the Dreadnought with Focus Blast. I know can 1v1 this Weezing no problem, and I know, still not sure what the Musharna's doing. At this point in the game, I have not seen anything from the Musharna. So I have no idea if it's Calm Mind. I have no idea if it's just like fully defensive Cleric. I have no idea what it's doing. So I in my brain, I'm like, okay. I have to set up for the Charizard. So getting the recovery off of the Weezing is important for sure. I actually switch out into Charizard expecting to take a Sludge Bomb again or something that's not going to do a ton of damage. You know, maybe he was going to Pain Split or put down more Toxic Spikes or something. I don't really know. But at this point in time, I thought, okay, this is as safe of a switch in as I'm going to get probably, while keeping Trevenant and Caracosta around. So it's go time for Charizard right now. So I bring it in, and I fire off the old Flamethrower. It does good damage against Musharna, so I know it's physically defensive now, just based on the investment that I think he has and kind of where my damage calculation should come in. And honestly, right here, I'm just not really scared of anything, so I'm going to click Flamethrower again. He reads the switch, and the next turn, I just click Focus Blast. Noah said that he was going for Rain Dance with this switch in, which I would have never in a million years prepped for. Absolutely not. Did not think Rain Dance was ever going to be a thing. But it's got Swift Swim and would have destroyed me had it gotten the rain up. However, Charizard had his glasses on and did not miss the Focus Blast. So we get another kill here, and we even up the score, and now it's starting to fall back in favor of my game plan, what I want to happen. He's really got one threat left in Kangaskhan. Still have no idea if I'm going to be faster or not, because I don't know if it's Jolly or Adamant, which makes a difference in the speed calculations. If he's Jolly, he outspeeds me. Probably still kills with the Choice Banded double edge. If he's Adamant later on, if he's Adamant, Charizard's going to be faster. Focus Blast will kill it. If we get him down to like the 50% mark, Flamethrower should. So I'm playing to avoid the threat of the Kangaskhan. We really need to make sure that Charizard lives and we get to that matchup, because Trevenant and Caracosta probably are not going to be able to take it on. Caracosta maybe, but we have to get lucky with him not having like Drain Punch or something. I don't know. Anyways, he sends out Wheezing. I'm rambling here. We click Flamethrower, does a lot of good damage. He uses Pain Split, gets his HP back, does a little bit of damage, but not enough to get out of range of that Flamethrower. He brings Musharna in, and I'm like, ooh, this is my chance to roost. I had, before in team prep, I had another move on Charizard. I don't remember what it was, but it was like another coverage move, and at the last minute in scrimmaging with DJ yesterday, I decided to switch to Roost, and I don't know if that matters at all in the grand scheme of this game, but I got to click Roost, and that felt great because, it's Musharna. What's it going to do to me? It's going to Moonlight itself, so, back to square one here. I miss an Air Slash, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Whatever. And he goes for Calm Mind. This is a fully defensive Musharna with Calm Mind. This is very bad news for what I have left. Very bad news for what I have left. Because now I can 1v1 the Charizard. Okay, so I immediately go into panic mode and figure out, okay, what can I do to take this thing down? So the game plan is to go into Caracosta and knock off, get the passive leftovers recovery off, and then maybe Trevenant can clean up. In hindsight, I should have done this the other way around, because Trevenant should have used Poltergeist first, which would have done a bunch of damage. After I knock off, I can't click Poltergeist. So that's unfortunate. And definitely a misplay in my mind. He's continuing to set up the plan as follows: go for the knockoff. I'm faster, get a crit, which is really unfortunate. Shadow Ball takes me down to 8, and the poison finishes me off. Trevenant comes in, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's click Poltergeist. Just knocked off his item, so I can't actually do that. So the best move is just to click Horn Leech. Should have done this in the other order. Should have done Trevenant first to click Poltergeist, and then if I lived or died, bring in the Caracosta to click knockoff and hopefully get the kill. We get another crit, which I'm so sorry, Noah. Super unfortunate. Shadow Ball does not kill me. Procs my harvest and all the citrus berries and stuff. So we're living. We're doing well. We get a Horn Leech, get the last 18% knocked off and killed here. Goes into Kangaskhan, uses that double edge. And now it is one-on-one, mano-a-mano. And back to the conversation of, is he jolly or is he adamant? If he's jolly, it's over. I'm dead most likely. And he's going to probably, like, maybe we tie or something. I don't know. With the double edge, recoil. Maybe I have no freaking clue. I don't think double edge recovery would have done 52%. And if he's not jolly, we're going to be faster. And Flamethrower is a 48 to 58, or no, what was it? I told Noah. It was like a mid-roll. Where is that? Because we're scrolling here. Where did I put that? I don't know. The roll was like really well within the margin for Flamethrower to actually kill. So I feeling really confident. As long as I'm faster, we should win. So I click Flamethrower. He clicks double edge. And we're faster! So we end up getting the win. A narrow 1-0 victory. I don't feel bad about it. I feel a little bad about it. We got lucky. The crits definitely played a part. I'm sorry. That's Pokemon. This is a short battle, 23 turns. So, you know, I think the PU format is going to be fast. But Charizard coming through with 3 kills this week in a very tight matchup. Very close game against Ark and against the Blackthorn City Blastoise. But we get to improve to 1-0 for the season, which is great. I love being able to start off the season in a winning fashion, not playing from behind. We are in different divisions, so I don't have to play Noah ever again until playoffs, which is great. And now I just kind of get to full steam ahead on the next week and start to really get prepped down. Playing early, playing on Wednesday this week, gives me a week and a half to prep for week 2, which is awesome. And I would love to continue winning and really make a good push to secure playoff positioning as fast as possible. Definitely did not play my best in this game against Noah. Made some mistakes, got lucky, but we played the game, and that's just kind of how things went. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it to the bank. I'm not gonna rub it in to Noah's face too bad. He brought a scary team, and I imagine he will take this loss in stride and come back swinging next week for his week 2 game. But yeah, that's kind of the overview of how things went, and starting off 1-0 feels good. Really, really proud of the team building for the most part. I think the thought was there and the prep was there for what he had on his roster. So I think that portion of my week went really, really well. Scrimmaging against DJ was great. That went really well. Gameplay against Noah, I would give myself a C+, maybe a B- at best. Definitely some things to work on, and we've got to get back into fighting shape before the end of the season, and I think we got plenty of time to do that. So thanks for watching. Appreciate your support as always. Like, subscribe, follow, tweet, poke, whatever the hell you do these days. And you know what? I appreciate you watching the video. Stay frosty.